Hey friend. Before we dive in, I want to tell you this: if you've ever felt like life is heavier than it should be, if your thoughts are constantly fighting you, if you keep trying to be good enough, but never quite feel it, then this might be one of the most important videos you'll ever watch. So, stay with me until the end. And if you're new here, hit subscribe. I'm building this space to help you reconnect with the person you were always meant to be. Let's walk through it together. What is the Four Agreements? It's not a self-help cliché. It's ancient wisdom from the Toltec tradition, brought into our modern world by Don Miguel Ruiz. And these four simple agreements can literally change how you experience every relationship, every emotion, and even your own mind. Let's dive in. 1. Self-sabotage, the root of your inner struggles. In the book, Brianna Wiest makes a powerful claim: self-sabotage is not a failure of willpower. It's a coping mechanism. But what does this mean? We often believe that we're simply lazy, undisciplined, or lack motivation. But Wiest flips this narrative. She suggests that the patterns that keep us stuck, procrastination, self-doubt, perfectionism, avoiding responsibility, are not signs of weakness. They're survival strategies we learned early in life. Imagine this: you grew up in an environment where expressing emotions was unsafe. Now, as an adult, when you start to succeed or grow, something inside you panics. That something is your inner child saying, "This is new. This is dangerous. Let's go back to what we know." So you delay. You sabotage. You shrink. But here's the truth Wiest delivers like a lightning bolt: you are not your sabotage. You are the person aware of it. That awareness is the key to healing. That's the first step to climbing your personal mountain. 2nd agreement: don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. This agreement is one of the most liberating truths you can embrace in your life. It tells you something simple, yet revolutionary: you are not the center of other people's actions. Their behavior is not a reflection of your worth, but of their own internal world. Why it feels personal but isn't. We've all been there. Someone criticizes you, ignores your message, lashes out, or says something cruel, and instantly, your mind starts spinning: did I do something wrong? What's wrong with me? Why don't they like me? This reaction is deeply human. From childhood, we're conditioned to seek approval and internalize other people's emotions. But here's the truth you've been missing: other people's pain, insecurity, anger, and disappointment often have nothing to do with you. It's their story. Their trauma. Their fear. Their unresolved wounds. When someone lashes out, they're revealing who they are, not who you are. Taking things personally equals giving away your power. Every time you take something personally, you hand over your emotional state to someone else. You allow a stranger's opinion to control your mood. A friend's bad day to destroy your peace. A rude comment to ruin your self-worth. But when you stop taking things personally, you build a kind of emotional armor. Not one that makes you cold or distant, but one that gives you freedom. Freedom to live by your truth, not someone else's pain. Real life shift. Imagine you walk into a room, and someone doesn't smile at you. Your mind might whisper, "She must be mad at me." But under this agreement, you pause. And think, her reaction isn't about me. Maybe she's just having a tough day. I choose not to absorb that. That tiny moment? That's power. That's peace. That's self-respect. Person in lotus position: how to practice this agreement. Pause before reacting. Ask, what else could this mean that's not about me? Remind yourself of the projection principle. Most people are acting from their wounds, not your actions. Return to your center. Anchor in who you are. Their story doesn't define yours. Third agreement, don't make assumptions. We have the tendency to make assumptions about everything. The problem with assumptions is that we believe they are the truth. Before we dive in, if this message resonates with you, please stay until the end and subscribe to support this growing channel. We're here to help more people heal, grow, and live more freely. Why do we make assumptions? Because it's easier than asking. Because our mind craves closure. Because silence feels threatening, and the unknown is uncomfortable. We assume because we're afraid of rejection. Afraid of being vulnerable. Afraid of hearing the truth. And yet, by assuming, we often create stories that don't exist. He didn't call back. He must not care about me. She didn't smile at me. Maybe I did something wrong. They didn't invite me. I'm probably not wanted. These thoughts? They feel like facts. But they're not. They're fiction disguised as reality. What makes assumptions so dangerous? They breed misunderstanding. You react to something you think someone meant, but maybe they didn't mean it at all. They damage relationships. People feel hurt, judged, or misunderstood because you're reacting to a story they never wrote. They create emotional suffering. You're upset, not because of what actually happened, but because of what you believed happened. You suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca Toolbox: The Antidote: Ask questions. Every time you feel tempted to assume, pause and ask, what do I actually know for sure? Did I confirm this with the person involved? Is there another possibility? Most pain comes from silence. Most healing comes from honest communication. Instead of assuming, clarify what the person meant. Express your needs and boundaries. Open the door to real connection. Example: in real life, let's say your partner is being distant. You could assume, they're tired of me. Maybe they're falling out of love. Or you could say, hey, I've noticed you seem a bit quiet lately. Is everything okay? The first response builds walls. The second one builds trust. Personal growth through clarity. When you stop assuming, you stop living in fiction. You take your power back. You stop reacting to imaginary fears. You become curious, instead of judgmental. You become direct, instead of defensive. Assumptions are the enemies of peace. Truth, even when uncomfortable, sets you free. In summary, don't assume, ask. Don't guess, clarify. Don't create stories, speak your truth. And when you do, you open the door to real intimacy, real clarity, and real peace, both within yourself and with others. Fourth agreement: always do your best. Under any circumstance, always do your best, no more and no less. Before we begin, if this video has helped you reflect on your own patterns and beliefs, please support our new channel by subscribing. It helps us reach more people who are searching for healing, clarity, and growth. Your support truly means everything. What does doing your best actually mean? It doesn't mean being perfect. It doesn't mean burning out or constantly pushing. It means showing up fully with what you have, today. Your best will look different, when you're sick versus when you're healthy. When you're exhausted versus energized. When you're heartbroken versus deeply in love. Don Miguel Ruiz reminds us that your best is never the same from one moment to the next, and that's okay. If you always do your best, there is no way you can judge yourself. And if you don't judge yourself, there is no way you're going to suffer from guilt, blame, and regret. Why is this agreement so powerful? Because it releases you from self-criticism, regret, endless striving. When you truly do your best, no more and no less, you can rest. You can breathe. You can forgive yourself. It gives you peace of mind at the end of the day, knowing that you did what you could with what you had. Person in lotus position, doing your best is not equal to pushing yourself too hard. In today's hustle culture, do your best is often misunderstood as give 200%, or you're lazy. That's not what this agreement is about. This agreement is about balance, compassion, consistency. It's about showing up, even when it's hard, and resting when your body or soul needs it. Doing your best means choosing effort over perfection and persistence over pressure. Puzzle piece how it connects to the other agreements. If you don't take things personally, don't make assumptions, are impeccable with your word, but you don't do your best, you will still feel stuck in guilt or self-doubt. This fourth agreement is the glue. It ties everything together and brings all the previous principles into action. It's how we turn wisdom into practice. Imagine a life where you did your best every day. Not for approval. Not for validation. But because you respect yourself. Because you want peace, not perfection. In that life, you don't regret missed chances. You don't waste time comparing yourself. You trust your own path. Doing your best is taking the action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward. When you live this way, you win every day, even if it doesn't look perfect. In summary, doing your best is not about performance, it's about presence. You show up, you try, you give what you can in this moment. And when you do that consistently, your life transforms. You become more peaceful, more forgiving, more alive. The power of living the four agreements. Imagine waking up each day without the heavy burden of guilt, shame, fear, or self-judgment. Imagine walking through life with a quiet confidence, not because everything is perfect, but because you are aligned with your truth. That's the gift of living by the four agreements. Be impeccable with your word, and you speak life, not poison. Don't take anything personally, and you become emotionally free. Don't make assumptions, and you open the door to clarity and connection. Always do your best, and you find peace, no matter the outcome. These four simple truths, if practiced daily, can dismantle years of emotional pain and rebuild your reality on the foundation of love, awareness, and authenticity. You were born with the right to be happy. You were born with the right to love, to enjoy, and to share your love. You are alive, so take your life and enjoy it. Life doesn't need to be perfect, just intentional. You don't need to be flawless, just awake. And if this book teaches us anything, it's that freedom is possible. But it begins within.